Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. To give oneself a moment of not attaching oneself to something or not caring about an experience appearing, that is pointed as what you are, what's left. And it doesn't belong to anybody. That's what you are. So that's what the seeker who searches for himself wants to realize. But it has not to be realized. It is already there, it's always there. Whenever one gives a moment not to be somebody. Then it's obvious. All the rest is the life. It's the expression of that we cannot catch. Which makes myriads of different lives. So if you feel or see an impediment to see that by yourself, just express it. It may not be as real as you think. Everything we experience is real, of course, in the realm of the body and the mind, in the realm of the birth of someone, that's sure. But Satsang tries to point out to from where all this appeared and disappears. So feel free, or you like the silence, but if you want to hear something, you can ask me. The great advantage, if there is any, to see, to be, is that it gives moments of great rest. Otherwise, the individual runs like a butterfly, quickly left, right, straight, and is exhausted. So when you know, you can give yourself a rest because you may not be there so much. It's a great gift one gives oneself. To give up pleasures, to give up pain, just to be. As it is always there, but it's not obvious because one always looks or is attracted or is hypnotized by something. Yes.
Hi, Ganga.
Hi.
There's one persistent doubt coming back once in a while, and that's you. You sometimes said, once you see it, you have seen it forever. Like you don't need to reconfirm every day, I'm a woman. Once you've seen it, it's that's the doubt that comes every time. The mindset, you didn't see it that obvious.
But why you say that? It's because you think that in the appearance it has always to show up. Otherwise, why you say that? This is a big mistake, you see, to think that in this duality suddenly it will show in oneness. Duality remains duality. So you cannot rely on your experiences, even when you have an experience of light, of relief, or of liberation. It's just an aspect of what you are, of what is. So don't form any idea about that. In that way, it's completely useless in a way for this appearance, and yet it's not true too. Free yourself from any idea it should be this way. Let it be written in books. What is written in books is aspects of it. Otherwise, you can't write what it is. Even if you say, well, I describe the undescribable, I cannot write the indescribable, yet you write it. It's an aspect of it. So, keep quiet in the end. Otherwise, it becomes again your possession and your achievement. Well, then you will search again.
Yes.
It doesn't belong to you. Yet you are it. It's not meant to be attained. Or if you prefer, you attain it, but then it's one experience more in your life.
Yes.
What is the nearest, let's see, from a living being? The heartbeat or the breathing, isn't it? And you can see it. So what Satsang points out, it's from where you can see it. It will never be a scene. And when it is a scene, it's limited in time and space. It will never be an understanding, an experience. Self-knowledge is not well understood. It's one thing one can get self-knowledge. No, this word is expressed to express that one finally keeps quiet in nothing, in no understanding, in no seeing, in no experiencing. And in time this cannot last, because time makes it birth a span of time and die. In time it cannot last. It will look like time stops for a split second. That's the experience. That's the way one may express. It's pointing out. So never try to make it long in time, permanent in time. And don't expect that your doubt may not appear again, because if even it appears, it's just a thought. Do you see that?
Yes.
So, is there any thought which is not the mind? No.
Empty hands.
Yeah. Maybe you have a more doubtful mind. It may stay like this, but you may not be enslaved. Or even if you are enslaved, you know also, okay, I know what's going on. Don't search anymore for what you are. That's what I say. Once you have seen that, the thing is that as a human, we want to fix oneself, and it's very natural, and it's going on anyway. But never forget satsang is to show that more than that we don't know. And yet the search of it can be dropped, can drop. So it doesn't fall into the mind which only can know and not know. Yeah.
Hey, good morning. So I was wondering, when we are in this state of being, and is it still possible to create from this place, or is this automatically an expression of the mind then?
First of all, beingness is not a state. Now you can have states of beingness as experience. They come and go in the individual, eventually, especially if one searches this way. So you speak about creativity. What about creativity? It's creating itself all the time. What was the question? The mind can create, some have that particular mind of creation. Self creates itself all the time. I don't know what you want to mean.
I feel like a lot of the time when I am in complete silence and where I kind of touch the self, well, it's not describable, but I feel actually this pure form of creation coming. But sometimes when I grasp it, it feels like then it's coming from the mind again. And I was wondering if you...
You see, it's too much consideration of the mind. Once you start to question all that and to try to understand, you will never be satisfied. The fulfillment comes from being not enslaved by a search. Of who you are. Of course, the individual searches, this is life. But we are in Satsang. Yes. The mic, please.
If I if I remember correctly, you said once, until 1997, I was always in my mind, and then some things changed, right?
Right.
So there is always a moment, right, when something's changing.
In time, there is a moment, yeah.
And then, how was it different then from there?
That I was not searching anymore. I was not busy trying to make my mind enlightened. It's a big thing.
Ganga. Most people are not searching, but they're not at peace.
And those who search, they are at peace?
No. But stopping the search doesn't create peace because most people are not searching, but they're not at peace.
What did you say?
Stopping the search does
searching.
not create peace because most people are not searching, but they're not at peace.
Yeah, but what about you? You are a bodhisattva who wants first that all the world is at peace and then you will enjoy your peace?
No, I'd
No.
rather stop the search when I find peace.
No, you should stop the search and then you will be at peace. Not the contrary. And tell me, why do you search?
Pardon?
Why do you search? You think that it's somewhere. Where is it?
Because I hear from the masters that there is a possibility of being free from the mind.
Yeah, but you have not to search for it. Otherwise, it's the mind which searches and which will lead you to some concept of it.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a search, I'd call it attempts at dropping everything. It's like there are attempts to drop or...
No, or drop the idea each time that you think you are not you are not what is. If a thought is persistent, you can tell to yourself, it's just a thought. I am already that which I will not know. So maybe don't try to drop the
Stop the dropping.
the the beliefs. It can be done now. Huh?
Which belief?
That you are not, in fact, you are not what is common to all.
I believe that I am what is common to all, but a belief is not enough.
If you don't listen to other beliefs, it is enough. Don't rely on it should appear in a certain way. Don't rely on that. So you cannot figure it out.
No.
You are already it, like I am, like everyone is. Don't be busy with your mind, just for a moment, and then you will be freed from this too persistent mind.
For a moment.
From a moment, but the impact is enough to wake up to yourself and tell, oh, where I was. Okay, in my mind. As an individual, it's natural. I am in my mind or in my body, but I'm not only that. In time, again, I repeat, I think you didn't hear enough. In time, you cannot expect to be freed with happenings. So, in that way, it is said, still a split second. It's to point out definitively it will not be in the creation. No, it doesn't mean it is not in time or it is in time. We don't know. So you finally, about that search, you keep quiet. That's peace.
What occurs to me is that I can look deeper. It's like I can look beyond the mind. I can choose to look deeper, and that is a kind of search. But
It is a kind of search, and it's wrong.
I
If
don't
you
think it is
want,
wrong. I don't think it is wrong.
you don't think it's wrong?
No. Because
Then
when
why?
because
Why
when,
you are still asking question if it was not wrong?
I guess because I disagree with you, so I naturally ask the question.
There is no going deep or whatever. It's not that. That is consideration of time and space.
But what I experience is that I go deeper and deeper until there is no time or space.
Yeah, but then you go back, think. You go back and you think that the going back is wrong, that you lost what you saw. This is the problem. While if you keep quiet, and then, of course, mind comes back and all that, but there is no question, oh, I am lost, even if the mind comes back, because it was not the result of some doing, deepening, and all that. It's just,
I still have a preference for the empty states.
yeah, but that is your problem. But look, go to the essential first. And maybe if you have a preference to be, what did you say,
Empty
silent?
states.
Empty state, you will naturally be more in empty state as an individual. But don't try to, you just realize who you are.
That's easy to say.
Because it is easy. The mind troubles, look, the mind makes it so difficult and so on. It's enough after so many years. Don't you think so? Otherwise, if you find it difficult now, you will go up to the last moment of your life. Oh, it was difficult. I didn't realize.
It's not that I'm finding it difficult. It's that I find a direction, a looking helps.
No direction helps. I totally disagree with directions. Again, I don't mix with the life. Life is different. Life is only directions. And you will function and will be as you have to be in life with directions. It's satsang, don't forget. It means it speaks of what we cannot speak about. And the directions is to show what it is not. And often also the directions are like the second tone. It is to remove a profound belief, maybe to give you an opposite belief, but that will be also seen as a belief. It can be done with time, it can be done at once. That's, we don't never know. Never know. So I think you have really to stop trying to live like an example you have, an ideal you have. You have really to give yourself a permission to be as all the sages are and as all the ignorant ones are. You have to give the permission to yourself that you are as much realized than any Buddha. And in the appearance, you may look like this and that, there will be total differences, but in the appearance, you will never be like a Buddha, never like a Ramana, never like a Muji, never like this and that. You will be yourself, and you will appear differently. So forget about all those examples now. You have the right to be. You know, all those examples, they are wonderful pointers. But again, I say pointers because, you see, roar. Wake up and roar. Roar like a lion. Be a lion. But if you are not a lion, if you are, for example, a bird in the appearance, a bird, huh? Be a wonderful bird. I mean, and a bird wants to be a lion. Of course he fails. Oh. But that's what the seeker do. That's what the seeker try to do. Chip, chip then. Chip, chip. Moo. Bah. Everything is fine. Everything, but dare to speak. Bah. Yes. We are in a zoo. And everybody will has a different language, different way to say, and it's like this. As good. You don't roar. You say, moo. Very good. Who cares? No comparison. Oh, but this one looks much more. Well, the lion himself says, I'm the king of the creation. Fuck you. Even if it is true. Even if it is true. I'm not like you. I am as great as you. Okay? What?
If I say I'm as great as... Is that working?
It worked very well.
If I say I'm as great as you, it starts to feel like ego.
Oh shit, man, this mind. Oh no, doesn't look like ego at all.
To me it looks like
Yeah, but it's a thought you have, and then you cherish it, and then what? You have to come to satsang. No, but I want to hear. I'm an old whatever it is. Yeah.
You said forget the ego. Is there an ego?
If you believe in there is an ego, if you don't believe there is no ego. It is as simple. If you listen to all the spirituality, then surely you have an ego. If you listen to the wise, there is no ego. In the appearance, there are some bastards. We are all bastards. That's different. It's the expression of that itself. But that itself, and to see that itself, you have not to believe you have an ego. Because if you work on your ego, good luck. Good luck, even if it is transparent and sattvic, it's still there. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah.
Yeah, may I ask another one? Yes. Feels like there is always pain and heaviness here, and I'm not asking for medical advice. So what do I do with it? I'm just carrying it.
Well, that is someone who has this experience in life. So if you want to be freed from that, you have to ask a good therapist for that.
It's not physical.
Wait. Now, if it is not about wanting in life to be relieved, if it is concerning the search of who you are, I would say you can see it. You describe something. I am not what I can describe. But that will concern what is being. It may solve that search. It may not solve the search to feel better in life. At the same time, all is possible in whatever thing you take or help you take. So you have to be clear, asking me, or you have to ask someone whose specialty is to relieve personal life from happenings.
No, I don't think it's personal.
But be sure. Because if you don't think, you will waver. Just be sure.
It's just something, not.
Then, don't insist. I am not what I describe. Where are you left?
So ignore.
I ask you to do something. I didn't ask you to think. I am not what I feel. I feel pain now. Is it so? I am not what I can describe in reality, not as a person, in reality. Where are you left? Tell me where you are left. You are still in the person with pain, or
Like, guess I'm waiting for the shift, yeah.
yeah. So, if you want to go that direction, who has pain? To free yourself a moment from this hypnotic bit experience. Who has this experience? Go there, don't tell me an answer, don't tell yourself an answer. You go there, who has got this experience? And for that, you have to leave the experience behind now. Sometimes try that. Because you see, when you ask who is feeling that, you don't work on trying to transform the who you think you are. To really go with the pointer, you have to leave everything behind. It's a different work.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can become natural to go with the master, it can become fabricated too.
Complicated.
Fabricated.
Ah, fabricated.
I would like to hear from you. If you have something to say.
Generally, if you need help, or you are a one who say, I will help by myself, or you need help in going in some place, and then you search where you can, what fits you, or where you can trust the pointing, the teaching, whatever. And so what? And some people, they do it by themselves.
Just for your experience, I know.
Well, but my experience very clear. I follow the master for all my life. But you
you've
know,
been-
it is original. I mean, original in the sense it's different for everyone.
Of course.
Generally, we go to school, we hear a teacher to hear, we go to the high school and so on. Generally, it is the way, the approach, even in wisdom. There were some Socrates and all that, they were teaching if there was a demand and so on. So generally speaking, yeah, we try to be helped this way. But there are some other people too. I mean, what is the thing? There is no good or bad. Different for everyone.
I'm not asking that way,
Ah, oh, sorry.
if it's good or bad, but for me, talking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me, okay. Yeah, and putting that in experience.
Yeah.
Other day, I went out with the master with me,
With
with the master in my heart, okay, to
Yeah,
put it on a
okay.
place. And I need to take, I think it's a good company.
If
But-
it is your master, yeah, it's good company. Otherwise, you will call him a arsehole. I mean,
Okay, and from one certain point of mind, I look at it as naturally.
Yeah,
Natural, because
yeah.
it was not fabricated.
okay.
But if I get attached to that, it can become a fabrication.
Well, but how a master can harm you? No, I have to ask.
How?
How a master can harm you? Because you see, what is a master? It's, of course, for a while, someone who represents what you want to hear, because you need a certain language to hear, okay? If it is that path. Now, there are masters in many fields, but if you take a master for, I want to know what's real or what's God, or this ontologic search, the search of the being, it can only throw yourself all the time to your own being. It's because you don't take it completely that you still need his support. But it doesn't matter also because he always shows you what you are. He doesn't point out, you know, I am the one, or whatever you may imagine. So it doesn't matter actually. That shape, if circumstances are like that, will disappear anyway, and you will be where he always pointed out.
You know why I put the question? Because it's silly, but it was like that. It keeps like today, more or less, and when I arrive here, for a moment, it disappears. Maybe because it's in front, or I don't know. You understand what I mean? And it takes me to think maybe if it's an attachment, it's not.
But don't worry about that. I say there is no harm to be attached to someone who throws you always back, who frees you. What is the problem? In fact, there will be a problem if he's a dictator. You have to do that. If you like that way, then you take that way. But if you speak of attachments and all that, about someone who tries to show you that you have not two-thirds, you are already that. What is the problem?
The problem for me, it's natural or created. But you answered, okay?
And I must say, in this life, to have a support is of a great luck. So don't complain.
I'm using the support.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, the support you take now, anyway, in your lifetime or in your lifetime, goes on changing shape. So it's about what is indicated, really. I would say it is second best. Second best is to keep the support, the image of your master, whatever field it is. First best in this field of beingness, don't bring anything with you. The same master tells that. Don't bring Ramana, don't bring Buddha, don't bring Papaji, don't bring Ganga. Nobody should enter here. And when you are in the world, you have your support. It's nice, isn't it?
In other circumstances, for this answer, I would kiss your feet. I can repeat because it's a rhyme. It's a rhyme.
Okay.